Welcome to Spirit Anima with Panther. I am so excited to discuss the spirit of the snake and the medicine of the snake as we are being prepared for this in 2025, which is the year of the snake. I'm very familiar with this as this is the medicine of the divine feminine. Sound and frequency, electricity and energy, of course. This is very potent times that we are walking into, but of course with all medicine and all of life there is a lot of poison, a lot of deception, which is what the snake also represents, as well as illusion, along with Mother Gaia and the other serpents. This is going to be primarily about the snake, but serpents in general. So this will include a little bit about the octopus and the dragon as well. Everything we experience is preparing us for what is to come and what is ahead of us. And 2025 is a 9-year. This is the completion of a cycle. So 8 is mastery, that we've been in self-mastery, but this is moving into the 9th of the spirit. The snake represents the spirit. This is spiritual medicine. This can be very elusive. This is very much controlled through here. So not only do we need to master this within, we will be experiencing these things external to us with sound, frequency, our eye, all of it. Animal communication is one of my practices, of course, and when you learn to master the animals, when you learn about them, the nature of the animal, you learn so much about the nature of yourself and the nature of others, especially when it comes to the serpent and deception. So although next year is the year of the snake, I believe that this is going to be much of all of the serpents. The movies tend to tell us a lot about the animals. Think of Ursula in The Little Mermaid, and especially the Jungle Book. The way that this particular movie has the animals, the way that it picks up their essence and their position in life and in the jungle. And the snake is Ka, which also means spirit, right? And you can tell a lot about the different animals from that movie. I highly recommend watching it if you have not seen it. But the snake does represent the spirit. The medicine of the desert is much of my medicine, and the snake is transformation. It is renewal and regeneration. It is both life and death, and what a lot of people fear. And people fear what they do not understand. The snake is typically very sensitive and can feel and sense vibration and sound, right? Just as empaths do. The snake does not have ears. It hears in vibration. In 2025 especially, you will need to know how to take care of yourself spiritually. The snake is on the ground. So as much as this is the fire is the spirit, the medicine of fire, it is also the medicine of earth and water, along with the serpents that live in the water. So with the heart and with spirit medicine, we cannot see this, and there can be a lot of deception. How well we protect ourselves in the physical and the spirit world are a reflection of one another. With all this illusion, it is going to be incredibly difficult to tell the difference between what is real and what is fake. The snake in the desert, think of a mirage when it's so hot and everything's all smoldery and, you know, just deranged looking. This is really going to level up in the year 2025. It's going to be increasingly difficult. You know that they made a South Park. South Park has always been ahead of the game, where I think it was Stan, but he could not, this was way back, or he could tell the difference, but nobody else could, I think, between the ads of what was real and what was not. And then he was put up against his opponent, which was a girl that ended up being an ad type of thing. I think that she actually wasn't real. Keep in mind, there is snake medicine and the spirit and the medicine of the animal, but there are also bloodlines, right? of people who are actually of the snake. And what a snake does is befriends you. It will get really, really close to you. A snake will get you really nestled in and, make you think that it's its best friend and hold you tight. But a snake will size its owner up to eat it. The snake will absolutely take you out and strike at you without a problem. The serpent is a threat, and that is why it is so vital to understand the nature of the animals and the spirit of the animals and the people and the experiences that you are meeting in life and what crosses your path. There is medicine in everything, but with the serpent and the snake, this is definitely the top. Like I said, the self-mastery beyond, you must absolutely be able to see, because if you fall into that snake trap, the snake typically does not want to bother anyone. Those that are on the spiritual path definitely can very much resonate with the energy and the medicine of the snake, because the snake stays close to the ground, it lays low, it does not want to bother anyone. The snake does not go around attacking people whatsoever. The snake attacks when it feels threatened. When it feels legitimately threatened. And that is why you do not want to mess with people that are spiritual, right? They do not know the power that you hold within you, which goes to say, someone that does hold this medicine, and there are those, as I was referring to, maybe in the bloodline, this is the thing about power. The snake will show you your power, and this is a very visionary and creative energy thing, as this is the snake, or the medicine of the mother. But if you do not know how to direct your power, then this can be very harmful. And this is also represented in the movie The Dark Phoenix. As a Phoenix native, this is true transformation. So you will be tested and you will be tried, but you must be able to discern and learn how to use that power and that electricity. If you are familiar with the Kundalini, this too is the snake. You must absolutely learn how to direct that power, that electricity, and that life force, not only in day-to-day life and with relationships and navigating through our experiences, but this is how we create. We must know when to use that electrical power. I had made a video before, I don't know that I ever posted it, about the copperhead snake a while back. This is very much copper snake energy. I really love the copper snake because the color of copper, of course, as well. This goes into so much in healing and medicine. Copper is incredibly healing. Copper is a conductor of electricity and very powerful. It is a beautiful medicine and can help increase that energy, but the snake also teaches us to ground that electricity, to ground that energy in, so you are not being electrocuted. This is so important to understand for 2025, because the last time that we had the year of the snake was 2013. And I can tell you, in the year 2013, my body was absolutely electrocuting itself to the extremes. Absolutely electricity running through my body, and it was extremely painful. So that was, I believe, the year of the water snake. I think this is the year of the wood snake. Regardless, electricity and is really going to be a big part in the frequency, and that, a lot of air energy as well. So the snake with no legs teaches us to ground ourselves as well. This is so much of the medicine of the feminine and the mother. And what I find absolutely hilarious and almost frustrating is the inside of a snake's mouth resembles that of a woman. Scientists for many, many, many years of a female snake, right, in her parts, they considered what her button is, they were calling it a male part. You know what a male has? They were calling her button that. They did not know that she actually had a button and that a female snake does have an O. Okay? I'm trying to keep this all platform friendly, but to no surprise, of course, the scientists could not find that in the female snake either. It is not only us humans. So that is absolutely ridiculous to me. But again, no surprise at all, which goes to say what happens when you have an O, which the female snake does have that electricity run through the body. This is going to be very powerful medicine in the up and coming years collectively. So 2025 and forward. The year 9 is a year of the closing of the cycles and mastery. This is coming to a head of this really powerful, beautiful medicine. Medicine of the mother and father combined is embodiment. So when two embodied individuals collide, this is very, very, very powerful and electric. This is absolute magic, which is what is going to be happening in the year 2025, which goes to say there are other sides that are not for the better of all, that this magic will be taking place. And think of Ursula and black magic. So the serpents all have a connection to the sun. Of course, here in Arizona, we live in the Valley of the Sun, and the snake and the spirit, this is very much the energy of yin. This is all yin all throughout the Southwest, but especially here and in Sedona. I cannot stress this enough. This is such powerful feminine energy. But along with that, in the spirit, there is deception and the illusion of black magic as well. So that is not always real. I talk a lot about this in my upcoming spiritual self-defense class, and how to protect yourself against the different serpents as well. There are different ways that these can creep in. In general, how a snake works is very hidden. It is so underneath the water, it kind of happens right before your eyes. The snake is essence, okay? Your essence, your spirit. This is all coming from your heart. The snake will absolutely teach you to protect your essence. And what a snake does as well, in the way that this works, one of many ways that this works, there are physical attacks, there are spiritual attacks. This is not only spiritual, believe that. Do you know how in water, say in the ocean or a body of water, where the waves are going this way, and I forgot, is it the undercurrent? It can appear fine on the water. It looks like the water is just flowing slow and normal, but that sand and that water pull underneath can drag you out before you even know it. It's already been happening. You do not realize you are already in the water. And suddenly something happens, or, you know, however you wind up there, whether you walked in there or you fell off the boat, before you know it, that water is pulling you under, and you're like, how did that happen? I did not see that coming. Because the thing is the snake sees, though. The snake has incredibly good vision, so this is going to test many there. Also, think of Ursula in The Little Mermaid. You know, she wants Ariel's voice. This is very much, okay, this is one attack on the divine feminine, but this is, again, we all have feminine within us all. We all have the mother within us. So this is your voice. What does Ursula want from Ariel? Her essence, her voice. She puts it in the shell in a locket and stores it right here, right? And this, I made a video about this in The Little Mermaid, but her voice, using her voice, is what attracts her masculine. That is Eric. That is what made him fall in love with her, was her using her voice. I cannot stress this enough. You should watch that video if you want to know, or, you know, get more in depth into that. But she is a black mermaid. What we need to learn about spiritual medicine and energy is where it is sourced from, and where people are sourcing their energy from, where what you're buying is sourced from. That's why many will not be able to eat food from takeout, right? Where is it sourced from? what is in it. Is your food sourced directly from God, right? Or has it touched all these other hands and been, like, you get it, right? I'm not even going to get deep into, we all know what's going on with the food situation. You want to know who you are communicating with, who you are healing with, who you are doing anything with, where they are sourcing their power and their energy from. Because the black mermaid, for example, the black sea serpents, there's the black sun. And don't forget, so the lion, the snake, the dragon are all connected to the sun. If you have ever seen the lion head and the serpent body, there are those that are sourcing their energy from maybe another sun. And as all these are connected to the sun, I want you to think about Rahu and Ketu as well. I'm not going to get deep into the histories and esoterics of that right now and the different suns, but you must understand who you are dealing with and what you are consuming through any of your portals, the eyes, the ears, right? What you are listening to, who you are engaging with and accepting energy from, where do they source their energy from? I highly recommend watching The Jungle Book. I will probably always recommend that movie because I love it so much. But in this movie, Ka, the anaconda, tells Mowgli the truth. It's kind of like the knowledge, right? Tells Mowgli the truth that he actually came from humans and did not originally belong in the jungle. As she's doing this is mesmerizing him as well and can put you in a trance. That's another thing that the snake will do, the deceptive snake. It will lure you in. So think of the black mermaid, right? There are good mermaids as well too. Ariel's a good mermaid. There are good fish. There are good sea creatures and dolphins, right? But there are dark and deceptive ones, and they will lure you in and mesmerize you, just like in Aladdin and Jafar's staff, right? The snake would hypnotize him. So this is the medicine of the snake. Now, the shamans can use frequency for healing, but just as that, so can deceptive spirits use that for mind control, basically, or to lure you into something that is not meant for you. So again, of course, anything can create this illusion of what's really happening in the world, but it's not. There's so much more beneath that. So you really want to understand that, and with the snake medicine, as well as where you are getting your own energy from. Source your energy from within. This is what the snake teaches us, and you very well have already been learning. So as much copper and other things are a great way to amplify energy, you must know what you're doing. You absolutely must know what you're doing with your power, with your electricity, with your energy. You must know how to control and direct your energy. I cannot stress this enough, especially with what is coming. An immature person who has not yet learned how to use their power, like the Dark Phoenix, will be and can be incredibly harmful. And this has been the downfall of many ancient civilizations. I have discussed this before, back in the day. That's another thing a snake can do, is come in and will know things because it has vision. It can see so much more than maybe you. It has such great vision, such beautiful vision, that this can be used for healing. But a snake can also come in and make you think that it's on your thing and get information from you. This is what has happened in the fallout of many ancient civilizations, is that deceptive energy will come in and befriend you or tell you things or even give you misinformation in order for you to say what is the truth. And this is why you really want to protect that and protect your heart as well. The heart is the spirit, the medicine of the divine feminine, of the snake, is meant to free you. And this is why it is so, difficult or scary, and is meant to free you. But being freed is not going to be easy, right? So this is what a divine feminine does, is it's a bit ahead of the game and will awaken you to the truth, to what has been hidden and unseen. This is what Ka did with Mowgli as well. She told him the truth. She removed the veil instead of, even though she was putting him in a trance, right? Even though she was hypnotizing him in a sense, she still revealed to him what the truth was. And the truth, of course, hurt, right? That was really painful for him to find out. But in the end, it does make us stronger. And this is what the energy of the feminine does. Of the feminine, organically by nature, a woman is more spiritually advanced. This is this energy and tuned into the heart. Once a man taps in and has received that medicine of the mother and has, went into that depth, that really deep, what has been hidden in the unseen world, once that has broken away, and it frees you as well, right? But again, it isn't easy. This is advanced medicine. This is spiritual medicine. This is medicine of the future. So it is beautiful, but those that are not yet there yet, those that are primarily in the masculine energy, they will fear it. And this is the other thing about the snake. The snake will teach you to be fearless. The snake can sense your fear. Okay, it can smell your hormones. It can sense your hormones shifting in your body, the fluids in your body. The snake is an incredibly sensitive and intuitive animal, creature, spirit. And this is what you will be learning more, but understand that, we all have people that are more advanced than us, and the other way around. This is the chain of events, and we learn from people, especially that are more advanced than us. And this is what the snake will teach you. The snake will teach you to tap in and to be fearless. You have to know how to regulate your body and your hormones and your fluids, and that you are not reacting. And this is the same with our emotions as well. Even the slightest shift in the hormones the snake can sense. This is why you especially would want to practice nervous system regulation. If you already have, continue to do that. This is going to be a very, very electric year up and coming. The snake loves basking in the sun, and the snake also with transformation knows that it is time to shed its skin. And if there is anything I have learned in the medicine of transformation, and this goes with everything, even in identity, what we do not release, we cannot let nothing new, the new will not be able to come in as we close up the cycle until absolutely everything is released. And this is things pertaining to ego. And ego is not only material and physical. Ego is our beliefs about ourselves, about the world, about our identity and who we are and who we think other people are, or what the world is. These absolutely must be burned to the ground. The snake is very much the medicine of the phoenix. This is transformation. This is the desert. This is the death and the rebirth. If you are taking things that are going to irritate your nervous system, caffeine and stimulants, or, eating a lot of processed food or foods with heavy metals, this is so difficult in these times. But the snake is so sensitive, and with the sun as well, and it getting hotter and hotter, there are many, many, many reasons that these sensitivities are going to increase and cause hormonal imbalances, etc. So I highly recommend sticking close to the ground and close to earth and continuing to build on that root chakra. You will absolutely need to ground in from that electricity, coming in and tearing you apart somehow. This is going to be a very frequency filled time period and era that we are stepping into. So we really, really want to ground and root, and we do this also by being in nature, of course, dancing, you know, the sacral chakra and the throat chakra. You will want to absolutely express yourself. This is a time more than ever. This is absolute medicine. However it is you express yourself, it does not have to be vocally, but make sure you are doing that as well, right? However it is you need to express yourself, do it. The panther is great for protection. The panther will knock the head off of an animal with one swipe of its paw. I'm not sure if you've ever seen an image with a panther with a snake in its mouth. I have seen one recently, an absolute beautiful image of a panther with a huge anaconda just hanging out of its mouth. It is amazing. I would post it on here if, you know, if it weren't an issue. I don't know who it is, but